Hey y'all, it's Grind Season checking in one time. This is the pre-show to the intro of On the Porch Podcast, live on Sundays, every Sunday. Can you porch this? Shout out to VA, shout out to Edwards, shout out to my amazing team, Building Kingdoms, Leaving Dinner Tables. We got live, y'all, but real quick, grab your popcorn, grab your Bible, because this is the podcast where we bring it, where we bring the word, we bring the vibes. On the porch has nothing to do with being outside because anybody can be on the porch. You see how they stealing my show and trying to create the vibe, but no, on the porch is the view. You know what I'm saying? See, when you sitting on the porch podcast, you see everything from God's point of view. Building Kingdoms, Leaving Dinner Tables, y'all. This is a special soul. Every episode is a special soul. But grab your popcorn, like I said, grab your seats, and grab your headphones because we tuned in to On the Porch Podcast live. Well, Grind Season is in the building. At the bottom, you can see how to reach us. Let's go. Let's get into this. Let's get into this episode, y'all.
I just want to know, can I speak my truth real quick? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna even lie to you, man. God on time. You know what I'm saying? Like, this one ain't supposed to be. But hey, y'all wait.
I thank you, Lord, for all cause you able. If you not working, can't eat at the table. Blessed is the name of the Lord, we give praise. He been there for me since I was a baby. I can't even lie, God been good to me lately. When I got grown, it was him who saved. That because my mama never stopped praying. It was only her that laid the foundation. And because I'm here, I know that devil here. In the lap of the Lord, where I lay my head. On my feet, Lord, I could've been dead. Ever since then, Lord, you got my yeah. Rebelled against you, you still with us. How did I feel I could do it myself? When I know from you come my head, I couldn't get it from no one else. Lord, I pray you order my steps in your word, dear Lord. Lead and guide me every day. I would be lying if I say I knew the way. Order my steps in your word. Order my steps in your word, dear Lord. Lead and guide me every day. Steps in your word, dear Lord.
You must first understand the purpose of the process. The purpose of the process is to take you through a series of actions that will direct you to an expected end. It's the method by which God carries you to your destiny. The only way to reach your goals in life is to go through the process. Oh, come on, church. You don't just become a Christian and wake up one day and all of a sudden you're there. You have to go through the necessary steps. Come on, somebody. You have to go through the process. There's no such thing as an overnight success. Can I help somebody today? How many know that everyone wants success, but nobody wants to go through the process? Everyone wants the reward and the prize, but nobody wants to go through the process. Everyone wants to be on stage and lifted up. Come on, everybody knows your name. Everybody wants to be recognized, but nobody wants to go through the process. Oh, everybody wants change in their lives, but you don't want to go through the process. Everybody wants recovery, but nobody wants to go through the process. You can't just arrive at your destination without taking the necessary step. As a matter of fact, the last I heard, the elevator was out of order. Tell somebody you're going to have to take the steps.
Tell somebody you're going to have to take the steps. Last time I checked, the elevator was out. What that means? Hey y'all, On the Porch Podcast, episode 63, Understanding Roles. How y'all feeling this Sunday? How we doing? How we looking? We got a special guest coming in, but until then, we're gonna do our thing and get acquainted with one another. Who's in? Who's checking in? Who's outside? Who's on the porch? Episode 63, we live. Understanding Roles. It was gonna be with gender reveal, but we got a male guest, so I didn't want to, go that deep yet. So I'm let him do his thing once he jump on. But before, that was coffee. Before we get into it, it is Sunday, almost 8:08, September 22nd. How everybody doing? Hope everybody had a blessed week so far. But before we get into the guest, we're just going to continue the episode as such until he pops in. Not going to give a introduction until he's for sure on. So, understanding roles. Bryce is in the building. Acts 2:25. For David says concerning him, I foresaw the Lord always before my race. I'm going to say that one more time. For David says concerning him, I foresaw the Lord always before my race. For he is at my right hand, that I may not be shaken. Therefore my heart rejoiced, and my tongue was glad in it. All right. So with that being said, be mindful of what you say before you go through your trials. If you say you believe in God, then trust that He'll see you through. Watch what you say and who you say it to. But we're gonna bring on our guests, y'all. And we got like this has been something that I've been waiting for since I stepped foot in Philly. The first night I ever performed open mic, ever got on the scene, I watched this guy perform. And he was out there doing his thing. And you know what? As I listened to his music and all the things that he endured, I'm just getting started. So this episode is really, really, really powerful because he took a hiatus, came back, and understood his role and understood that he had to endure some things. And this guy is a powerful performer as well. So let's get him on. It's messing up like last week. I'm not sure. I don't have anything plugged up. So let's get him on and see how everything going. 1 second, y'all. I don't have it plugged up. I don't have a speaker plugged up, so let's get. We don't want no bad audio. There we go. Here we go. All right, so y'all, episode 63. We got your guy coming to the stage, Meet SPADY, on all platforms. I'm gonna just let him tell you about him before I get into what I have to say about him. Yo, welcome to On the Porch Podcast, episode 63. How you doing? How you feeling? Tell people why you are here.
I'm pretty good, man. I'm actually on daddy duty. I just put my boys down for the night. They got school tomorrow, so that's always a good feeling, especially when you get them down at the set bedtime.
At that time, right. So before we go further, how was the audio? Was it choppy? Could you hear me? Because I want to make sure everybody can hear you just fine.
You jumping in and out. It's like I can hear you. I don't know if it's delayed, but it's a little choppy though. It's like you jumping in and out, like you like robotic.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be delayed, but I don't want it choppy.
Yes.
All right. So hopefully that'll fix it. I unplugged everything, so we won't have no extra. I'm in the country now, so yeah. So I think that's all that it is. But we're gonna get into the episode. And first, real quick, I gotta tell people how to find you. You can go to www.meetspady.com and find all information about him. He's on all platforms, as you can see. I got it in the background for you: Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Tidal, YouTube Music, Audio Max, SoundCloud, Amazon. All right, but episode 63, man. And before we get started, is there anything that you want to say to the people?
Listen, man, I'm just happy to be here. If you haven't heard of me, I hope that you guys tap into some of the music. Just tap into the movement for real. It ain't really just all about the music. It's about the story that's attached to the music as well.
Right. And you have a story, and I got a couple questions, so I hope they're not too personal.
Nah, we
But
good. Anything in the music is not off. It's not off limits.
okay, okay. All right. Well, grace to you and peace. Let's do it. Okay. So I got a question right off the bat. All right. In Dear Diary, you stated, "I need a break," and I ain't talking Kit Kat. So when you took a break in 2011 and 2018, was it mentally, spiritually, or physically, or was it just none of our business? So
So
why you took that break?
the hiatus that I took from 2011 to 2018, that was more of a spiritual religious situation. I had just became Muslim at the time, and I
Okay.
was and I'm and not the type, and it's not, not to say it like this, but like not the type of Muslim that like go to jail and then come home and Muslim. Like it wasn't like that. Um,
I got you.
I had authentically indulged into educating myself in the religion, and it was something that just called to me, and I fell in love with it. It felt right. It still feels right. Um, so I just made all the necessary changes. And I would say it happened quickly, but it didn't really happen quickly. I feel like if you dedicating yourself to something, it's gonna, kind of fill up your cup. And that's pretty much just what happened. So from 2011 all the way to 2018, I had a couple here and there situations where I might rap, but I was completely just like,
Yeah, but you was
leave
completely
it.
obedient. Okay.
I left it alone. Left the streets alone. Left everything alone. Anything you could think of that was against the religion, I left it alone.
Okay. Okay. So how is me, Spady, doing mentally now? Like, how are you mentally doing now?
I'm beautiful, man. My mind state now is just like being grateful for everything. All the good stuff, all of the so-called bad stuff. Like I'm at a point now where I don't even believe in bad days. Like
Mm,
I don't have them. Like I don't have a bad day. It may be a day where nothing will go right. But I'm always in a mind state of like, why? Like why is this like
wow.
that? You know what I'm
I
saying?
need to
What the
talk to you more often.
yeah. I just be on my like, what do I need to learn from this? What was the fruit from this situation? You know what I mean? Like it could be something as simple as, I caught a flat tire. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
For me, if I catch a flat tire, then that means something ain't right with my spirit. You know what I mean? Like, not to go too far off the deep end, but like for me, that's what it means. Like, I gotta check something in my spirit because this is like God's way of telling me, be still, relax for
Right,
a while, just sit here on the side of the
right,
road, wait for whoever you need to wait for. But in that time, take the time out to think about some things. So I really all everything. I'm like that with it. So
right. Okay. Yeah, because I recently had surgery in the midst of me like
I'm sorry.
taking over the. No, you're good. You're an artist, dad, like probably a mentor. So hey, I appreciate you taking out the time. But like as I was saying, I recently had. I felt like I was on my high horse, and I started getting into my pride, and I'm like, it's not me doing these things, and God showed me real quick. Like I had to have surgery unexpectedly. Like went into the hospital as an emergency, and I'm just like at this point where I can't do anything but be still and like endure and focus on what it is that I need to do. But in the midst of it, I'm still like I have to do this, but God's like, no, you have to be still. Like you've done enough. Like
You need
so,
a break.
I, hmm,
You needed a break from yourself.
yeah. So like when you said when you in Dear Diary when I heard that on Spotify, I was like, I need a break, and I ain't talking Kit Kat. It's like it wasn't like oh I'm going crazy. It was just like I need a break from everything I'm hearing, seeing, doing because it's not of like my purpose. Like I think I'm doing everything right, but who says that I'm doing it right? Because God might have told God didn't tell me to go and do all of this. So I'm over here tired because I've listened to all these voices and done these things, and yeah, everybody else in the stands might be saying great work, good job, but is it a job well done for my
Mm.
purpose? So it's like it's really time for me to like get down and like stop being busy doing nothing. Like because it might seem like people are doing a lot from
doing nothing.
posting. We know what our purpose is. So when you step back and you look and you say, "Oh, I'm so off track," it's like I got to take a break, and I ain't talking Kit Kat. So like, yeah, like I totally get it. That's why. But see, when you look at the time frame and you think that you don't have that much time, and you're really shortening yourself because it's like you don't think you're gonna live long. You don't think you're gonna be, able to do these things 10 years from now. So I'm like rushing to do things that aren't even a purpose. Like, so yeah, like it was good to hear that from you. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody out, somebody outside.
Yeah, I mean, for me, when I was in that state of mind, I was really just like, I was kind of at my wits end with my life at the time. Just all of the extra nonsense that was going on, and that's just where I was. Like, I need a break, and I ain't talking about a kicker. Like, I just need to step away from everything. And prior to that, I've always been the one everybody can kind of call on when they need something, when they need to talk. They need money, they need advice, they need a ride. Like, it's called SPADY, he gonna take care of it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So before that, I never took the time out to just be with myself, do something for myself. You know what I mean? I've been a father since I was a kid. I was a kid with a kid. So it's like I never had the opportunity to enjoy what it's like to go out and buy something for myself and not feel bad about it. You know what I mean? So after that situation, though, I was like, man, I'm doing whatever I want to do for me. Like,
you're right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I feel that. So I got another question for you. And in the song "Speak in Silence," you say, "I'd rather speak in silence when I talk to you." So it was that were you referring to a person or just speaking in general? Because you went on. No, go.
That song, I wrote that song from a different perspective. Like, that song is not about me per se. The song itself is titled a certain way, intentionally. So it's speak and
that's what, and silence.
Silence. So the song itself is about domestic abuse, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's given a domestic abuse situation from a female's standpoint, and then it's given the domestic abuse from a male standpoint. So it's like the abuse is happening, and this is why it's happening. So I'm just speaking like, from the woman's standpoint and then from the man's standpoint. But the hook of it, I'd rather speak in silence when I talk to you, is basically just saying like, I'd rather not even say nothing. But if you know, what is it, like 80% of communication is nonverbal, so people can speak to you without saying a word to you. So I'd rather speak in silence when I talk to you. That's basically saying like, I'm not saying anything, but I'm saying something. Because I don't want to ignite another side of you. So I'm not going to say nothing because I don't want you to put hands on me or to verbally abuse me or to act out towards me. You know what I'm saying? How does it go? I'd rather speak in silence when I talk to you because I don't want to ignite another side of you. And listening is something I don't know how to do, according to you. You basically saying like, I don't listen. Listen is something I just don't know how to do. But I'd rather give my life to be all right with you. So basically saying like, I would do anything to be all right with you, but you basically come down on me real hard. So I just shut up. So if you listen to it, is the first hook is a female singing, and then the second hook is me doing it.
Right. So and it's another part. Even when it's not my fault, I try to make amends. And how I feel sorry for you when you keep on hurting me. Like, I don't know how many people think that that's patience with someone. But that's like not even recognizing your own worth. And I think we've all been in a situation where it's like, when it's not our fault, because we love someone, we try to, well, like you said, I'm in the phase where I'm not pleasing nobody but myself and God. So it's like, I used to feel sorry, like, trying to make people feel better, or like hide who they were, because I didn't want people to feel, a certain way about this person. But at the same time, it's hurt my character and my purpose, because I'm over here not being real. If I feel sorry for you, I just should get you some help, not let you keep hurting me or not trying to make things my fault. So I came out of that, like, even with friends, like just family relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You try to make people feel okay by not speaking up. And I think all that goes with speaking in silence. So am I on the right track?
No, you 100% on the right track. And that song is on an album called Perception. Right?
Yeah.
So the album is, if you look at every song on the album, it's always opposite ends. Speak and silence. So you got speaking and then you got silence. Down, side, up, down, up. So everything is topsy turvy because every song is based on the perception of the listener. Some people might hear it and think about how they have a strained relationship with their mother. I know a lot of people who try to make amends with a parent when it's not even their fault, and they feel like that's what they gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, some people might actually be in a physical or a verbally domestic relationship, and that might be the case. Some people might feel that way with a job. You know what I'm saying? Their job is abusing them, taking advantage of them, and not paying them correctly, and they don't speak up about it. You know what I'm saying? But it's really all about the perception of the person, of the listener. So when I wrote it from a conversation that I was having with a young lady. She was telling me about her situation with her and her ex husband, and it wasn't even domestic. She just said one thing to me about, like, she had got diagnosed with cancer, and then her husband switched up on her, and from that I came up with that whole song from that line right there. So when I say, like, um um that's your answer, huh? You emotional, you a cancer, huh? Ain't so emotional when
Yeah.
I told you I had cancer, huh? Like, that's really how that song started right there, and then I just grew everything else around it.
That made me think about something I always say, because people say that they love you unconditionally, but
Mm.
I feel like even family, they love you under conditions, because like you said, okay, you love me until my hair started falling out, or I can't go to work and we got bills piled up. But if you love someone, you love them high or low. And
Mhm.
I don't know where we, like, I feel like that, unless even people that were grown on love, their parents loved them, they loved them a way that they knew to love them. So I feel like we will never get to unconditional love. Now we can, and because we can break that curse, but I feel like you don't know unconditional love if you've never had it. If people haven't loved you under any circumstance, how can
Mm.
you say you will love me unconditionally, because you only know to love people as if they're doing things that way that you want them to do. They're going to work. I hear people say, "Oh, I want a husband with a good job." Okay, well, what if you don't have a husband with a good job? Are you gonna still love him? Like, so,
No, you're
um,
right.
I just don't think that we understand truly how to love people without conditions. Like, what do you think?
That's 100% the truth. Um, I personally feel like I personally feel like in the cases where we do experience unconditional love, it's mother, son, father, it's parent to kid, or kids to parent. I feel like that's the unconditional love. And you see it when mothers are, on drugs and strung out, and the kid is still like, that's my mom. It hurts me to see
Yeah,
my mom. Yeah, but that's still my mom. I still love her. And they can't really explain it. You know what I'm saying? They can't really wrap their minds around why they keep enabling this parent or enabling this kid or whatever the case may be, why they keep going to bat for this kid. And that's the unconditional love. Regardless of what my kid is, it's still my kid, and I'm still gonna love them the same exact way. They might be a knucklehead, but still my kid, I'm gonna love them the same way. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really the experience of unconditional love. It's very rare that you ever see that with a spouse. You know what I'm saying, or a relationship. A lot of times, somebody might do something wrong. You might wrong somebody. You might hurt their feelings, and then now the relationship is over. Everything is done. The trust is broken. You can't get it back. Whatever. Like, and to me, in my mind, that's love unconditional. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. That's real good. That was real good. It's just that was deep. So because of the you keep feeling sorry for when you keep on hurting me, and I had to clear that up because some people think just taking people's crap is love, and then you got people that really think that they're loving you because they just want you to do right.
Right.
And who's to say what is right in your eyes? Because whatever the person's like journey is, and what God told them to be obedient to, then that is right. He might not have told them to stop eating. You know what I'm saying? Like that might be your downfall. Eating. It's not them.
Mm.
So as long as we are all like my dad will always say, stay in your lane. I never understood exactly what he meant by that until now. Like, stay in your own lane. Like people keep swerving, trying to do things that are not meant for them to do, and then the people that are supposed to be speaking up and end in silence are like rearing behind, tailgating behind people that don't even know what they're doing. Like, so you feel me? Like I'm just like I was to the point, like before I came to Philly, I was almost to the point of like really giving up on because I was so stuck in what I knew and traditions, and I was like, this can't be life. This can't be love. Like I grew up watching y'all do this, and I'm 33 watching you do the same thing. I have to see for myself what life is,
Right.
And I was okay. So I was even told that like people up north are mean, from the south, and I'm like, no, they're not mean. They move with a purpose. They don't waste time, and so it's just like until you see things for yourself, you don't know. So like, I know that like you like in church earlier, the pastor was like, you don't have to stay here because your grandmother and your mother, this is the family. Go and learn God for who He is for yourself. Like, because if you keep listening to people who haven't even faced their own fears or ventured out on things that you're trying to do in this generation, and it won't be done if you keep like going back to like what you know.
I always say like you take everything with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? I take even bad information. I take it because that shows me what not to do, where not to go, how not to move. Even if it's bad, it might be bad advice, but I'm still going to listen to it. And I could take
Right.
something from bad advice and utilize it to my, you know what I'm saying, to my own advantage, to put me in a better position or to make me a better person. I think that we all need our own relationship with our higher power. Like, you know what I mean? For some people, what may work for some people may not work for other people. My whole theory is if whatever it is that you believe in makes you a better person, makes you treat other people better, then you should
Yep.
hold on to that. And if it doesn't,
So
then you got a problem.
right, you got to get around some better people. So tell us about tell us about being the first independent artist of the Performance Garage in Philly.
Yeah, so there's this place off of like on like Brandywine down over by Community College of Philadelphia. It's a dance school actually. It's like a dance theater. And I came up with this idea of me wanting to do a residency. I was thinking to myself like nobody has ever done it before from an independent standpoint. Put on a string of shows for the month. I funded it myself. I curated it myself. I performed every Wednesday of the month for 1 hour. And every hour that I performed a different set. I never performed the same song twice
Thank you.
in the whole month.
Because like I feel like as a performer,
Hosting.
we tell them we almost done. I feel like as a performer,
Really down.
I feel like as a performer, we shouldn't, as an audience, as a fan, we shouldn't know your every move in a performance. Like I want to, if I came to pay you, if I came to see you and I paid like for a month straight, or you said you're doing every Wednesday, I shouldn't get the same. I shouldn't know the line before you,
Right.
unless you know. So, and when you even performed at was it First Friday? That was my first time seeing you perform,
Oh
and
yeah.
it was just like how you did it. It was a performance, it was a feeling, and it was an interaction. It wasn't just I came here to like, cause you already knew who you were. You knew your worth before you got on the mic. And let me say that was my first time, my first day in the city, my first time ever performing. Like, yeah, like so. And I was just like in front of all these people, but you stood out to me because it was like, yo, I got these socks in the back, and I'm like, okay, so I'm on to something because before the show, I didn't have everything quite together, so I was like, let me pass out these business cards and just try to show them that I am more than what I am standing up here. And it's like you were the only person that it was more of an. It was from the beginning to the end. It wasn't just like let me say what I got to say. You worked the room. You said your purpose outside of being there, and then you was like, okay, well, let me get my grind on too. So I respected that, but yes. So,
I,
but
I
some,
learned I learned that you gotta be multi-dimensional in these
yeah,
rooms. Like when
yeah, and see,
I had just started. People don't know I had just started. I just started performing in 2021. My first time performing was in 2021.
yeah. Oh, I wouldn't know that.
People don't know that I've only been performing for 3 years. Like so, I kind of had to learn a lot on the fly. But you know what I did? I stole. I stole from people. I seen what people was doing, and I was like, I could do that. I could do that. I could add that. Let me add that to my bag of tricks. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? If I seen somebody out and they handing out their flyers, I started to get to the shows early at the door and I'm handing everything out, right? So
Yeah,
by the time I get up on
yeah.
stage, hey, oh, this is the
They
boy
know,
that gave me his card.
they know who you
Then
are. Yeah,
when I do a great job, now they want to scan everything and see what's going on with me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I just had this whole like little strategic and this marketing and promotion. I'm a great marketer, great promoter. Like I just make sure that I couple all of that in with the artistry, and it flourishes. It works. It works. It works. It works by itself now.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
now the people are, you know what I'm saying? Oh, tell them about the socks. You got the socks. Oh, you the business boy. You do, you know what I'm saying? Is now they know who I am, so they do all of that for me, and I could just focus on being an artist for the most part now.
yeah, yeah. I totally see that. I see that. So I cut you off when you was getting on the end of the residency program. So did that all? Did
Oh
some of
yeah.
that come from? Did some of that come
So
from them?
did some of it come from?
Like you said, you took a little bit from like every. So did you learn some of your strategics from the residency program?
No, I got the whole residency idea from LaRussell. You ever heard of LaRussell?
Yeah,
So he got this whole thing going on with the pergola in his backyard, and I'm like, that's cold, like that's super crazy. And it had me like, I wish I had a big backyard to build a stage in and just invite people over. And I'm just, but then I started thinking, like, I don't have that. What do I have though? I can go
okay,
and rent out a venue for a month and do my show. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I got the idea from. But I just rolled everything into that. I had VIP packages for people, if you purchase a VIP ticket, which was $100, you get tickets for every show, every night. Every
okay,
night is a different vibe. You get a T-shirt, you get a lanyard. You know what I'm saying? Like you get whatever you get. And then I also had an incentive for perfect attendance. So if you bought 4 tickets, and you came to every show, you get a coupon for 50% off of anything on my website that you want. You know what I'm saying? You get to use a code. And anything on my website that you want to purchase, you could get for half off. So if it's a $20 shirt, you could get it for $10. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I always build stuff in it for people who come who support me to feel like they getting more than their money worth. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I don't super sell none of my stuff. Like, all my stuff is relatively cheap. Like, I'm not hitting people over there. I ain't out here making $80 sweatshirts that it only costs me, you know, $20 to $25 to make. Like, I'm not doing that.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. I've been doing the branding thing for only a year, and it's just like, are we coming like as the people? Are we here to build, or are we here to stunt? Or because like I don't want to stunt my growth. See, did you get that? So you can stunt your growth by trying not to build with people who you think less of. Like I know that, like you said, it's multi-dimensional. I don't need to charge $80, $60 for a T-shirt because that's not the only thing we have going.
Exactly.
And if I'm putting all my funds into one, like if I'm selling you a $60, $80 shirt, that means I have to put time and effort, and not saying that I don't put time and effort into a $10, $20 shirt, but I have to give you like complete value. So I feel like we're not understanding as branders and like artists sometimes. It's not about always making like ends meet. We didn't get in this to just take care of ourselves. We're trying to take care of everyone and bring the culture together. So what does an $80 shirt do for you? If what does it do for you? I mean,
Nothing. And then look, and then half the people that you buy these $80 t-shirts and $50 t-shirts and $80 hoodies from, the quality ain't even good.
it's not, and then they don't even know how to make it. They didn't even make it.
Quality ain't even good. But ultimately they weed themselves out though, because if it's one thing I learned from being in the street is, you know, I focus more on that quick flip than I am getting all my money. So I would much rather finish off what I'm working on in 3 days as opposed to get all my money in 7.
Okay.
And I short myself for the 3 days because it's going to take me another 3 days to double what I did the first day, and you still going to be working on your first batch trying to get all your money on the 7th day. So I'm going to have doubled your money, and the money that you made in 7 days, I'm going to double it in 6, just based on me shorting my stuff. So I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be good. You know what I mean? And on top of that, I'm building strong relationships with people. If me and you selling the same thing, you got t-shirts, I got t-shirts. My t-shirts is $20, your t-shirts is $45. They gonna come parlay with me. You know what I'm saying? They gonna come.
Right.
They gonna.
All my t-shirts gonna be gone.
All my joints
sold out, and I'm gonna be still.
You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna be sold out, and you're gonna be over there with a whole bunch of t-shirts, bam, and then I'm gonna be done. And then they're gonna start coming to you. But by the time you get halfway done, before you get halfway done, I'm gonna been done had a whole bunch more t-shirts. So now they coming back to me again. You know what I mean? So that's just something that I learned from just being in the street for real.
Yeah. Okay. Well, one more question I had to ask. Let me see. I want to say, yeah, about the Eminem. So we all know how Eminem's mind frames when you got the beat from him. Were you in the mind frame of the track, or was it just like you just had to do that beat? Like, what was it that made you want to do the song on the Eminem track?
Is this Dear Diary?
Yes.
It was the pen, the writing in the back, the sketching in the back of the beat.
Okay.
If you listen to the beat,
you brought it out more in the yeah.
It's a pen that's sketching in the back of the beat. You can hear it writing. And Eminem is my favorite rapper, by the way. But that part of the beat is what made me tap into like, I need to write to this, and when I write to it, it strictly needs to be me saying, "Dear Diary, this is my most vulnerable moment right here. Let me lay this out," and it just worked. And for some odd reason, that's my most streamed song like ever.
Yeah, I think it was like the second song on Spotify that played last night. And,
Yeah.
and I said, oh, no, he didn't. And I said, oh, yes, he did. I could believe it
Man,
because
people
of what
love
you
that
opened up with
song.
that open mic.
They love that song, and it's so crazy to me that they love it so much because it's so dark. It's just
Yeah.
so dark. Like it put
But
that's listen
people love
to it.
dark.
Yeah,
People love dark. But see, it's the thing about it is if you can reach someone in their darkest moments and you are shining like a light, then they have hope. Like
yeah,
I might not always be in the best mind but when I get to my podcast and I'm talking to people on a positive note, it brings light to anything I'm going through because like I can't like if I'm trying to change and be more positive who I am, I have to bring that every day, every week, every moment. So it's like it helps. And sometimes just to hear like 'cause some people try to hide the dark moments like it's not there. But when you say you open up like being that vulnerable, it shows people, okay, well, some kind of way he found his way through the light. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah.
no, that makes
Like,
perfect
so
sense. I think because I say it to myself, like what I put it in one of my raps. Like I went from rich to being broke. So I don't even remember my raps, but I say something like that. Like I went from rich to being broke. I'm a symbol of hope. Like you know what I'm saying? Like basically just saying like I've been through so much, and to come out to be the type of person that I am now and where I am now. I do kind of see myself as being like a symbol of hope or a beacon of hope for people to know like I can do that too. Like what I said was from college degrees to selling coke, rich to being broke. I'm a symbol of hope. That's the line. So I went from selling drugs to getting a college degree. I went from having a boatload of money to not having any money. So to me, it's like if I could do that and then end up where I'm at today,
anybody can. Yeah. Yeah. It's hope. Yeah. It's like hope is tomorrow. Hope is for tomorrow and faith is for now. So yeah. Like,
yeah, that's dope. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, if I hear it in a song, I know.
I give you right. I give you right. Nah, that's
that good though. But I appreciate you coming on here though. Like it's been a real good time talking to you. I ain't gonna hold you too much longer. We don't usually go over an hour or so, but we had a lot of good time in, and I'm gonna let you get back to father duties. But if there's anything you'd like to tell them before you get out there, you got the stage. So.
Listen, if you got more questions, we can rock. Father duty is over. They in bed. You know what I mean? They're gonna get up. They gonna get up. They trying to test you. They gonna test your hand, but they done. Father duty was over at 8:00 tonight. You know what I'm saying? We can break out. We can break out the adult activities now. Not that I got any adult activities. You know what I'm saying?
Saying that I got any.
Yeah, I ain't got none, but you know,
okay.
In any event. But
okay, so on the day to day, like tell us what your day consists of without father duties or with father duties.
Day to day, gotta be father duties. You know, that's what keep me sharp. Cause I don't only live for me. I live for my children as well. So I can't make a decision without having them in mind. I can't wake up and be like, oh, I can't go into work today because I gotta take care of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it doesn't resonate to me to be
kind of perfect attendance at work.
Oh yeah, they be forcing me to take off. Like they force. I'm that guy. I'm the 250 PTO hours in the bank guy. Like at the end of the year, they be wanting to snatch my drinks up.
Yeah. Hey, I'll be amazed about that too. Whenever I get from a job, like I have a whole check like full of like my last check. I'd be like, oh man, I should have waited to quit. Like, cause I had like my last job working, I didn't even realize how much PTO I thought I was using, but I didn't use, and I was just like, oh man, all these trips I could have went on, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But I'm like, gotta go to work. Gotta go to work.
yeah. I go
But
to work.
sometimes you have to. But sometimes you have
I go to work.
to sit down.
I enjoy working. I enjoy what I do. Um, uh, but because I'm helping people, and I feel like ultimately that's my calling. Whether it's music, whether it's in the religion, whether it's through my career, I'm put here to help people. That has helped me dissolve any type of hatred that I would ever have in my heart. It's just help people, like do something for somebody else. I'm feeling sad, do something for somebody else. When I feel mad, I do something for somebody else because it just puts me in the mind state of just being grateful. You know what I'm saying? And just having that gratefulness because I feel like we all one bad day away from a psych ward, man. You know what I mean? That's all it takes. One bad day.
I thought you said we didn't have any bad days.
I'm just saying, like, that's all it could take, though. Imagine if you had one of those days where everything just goes wrong, like everything goes wrong, and you just snap out. And the next thing you know, you in softball somewhere, like you know what I mean? Like that's what. So that mindset, like knowing that, it always keeps me just on the grateful side of things. Like I'll never hesitate to go on my pocket. I see somebody, oh, I got you. Can I do this? Guy, you got dollar? You got this? Oh, yeah, I got you right here. Or like take that. You know what I mean? Like not because I got it like that. I actually do
Right.
it because I don't have it like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So,
Yeah. I've walked past what is it? Because
Kensington.
before my surgery, I was an intern. I was an intern at Philly Podcast Space on North Hancock.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking
And
about.
before my surgery, and so the same individuals out there. They call it is it Kensington or
Yeah, Kensington Beach.
yeah near that. So I always walk that area, and they're like, "Why are you just walking around here so freely? You don't know?" And I just it's like I don't know my water. Like they know I'm coming. My water, my lunch. Like I'm eating out my lunch. Like, but here I got a sandwich for you. Or and then like one of the ladies was like, she was like why do you keep doing this or like or something like that. And I was just like, it's just me. Like I said, you'll get used to me. You'll know that it's me walking by. So it's been a few days, and I've been like, I know they're wondering where am I, but but it's because I'm
Lady
yeah.
with the sandwiches at?
Huh?
They like, where the lady with the sandwiches?
All right, with the Wendy's and the cold water. Like it's about to be winter. I gotta go around with some blankets or something. But it's just like
when I do my philanthropy stuff, I go down there. You know, give out meals, food, clothes, anything. You'll see, like usually we really get active in the wintertime and go down there and try to take care of the people. I used to work in drug and alcohol. I had a job in drug and alcohol, so them my people too. You know what I mean? Like I don't look at them no different than I look at anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
you definitely gotta get on that. See my dad, well, he had cirrhosis of the liver, but COVID killed him. But yeah, he had a drinking problem. So it's like I stopped drinking beer a couple of years ago just because beer is an easy thing to drink every day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I started doing more as I understood more why people get that way, if that makes sense. Because I used to always like see veterans. Like I was in the Air Force, but I didn't understand how is it that a veteran could be on the side of the road, whereas where the family, where you know what I'm saying, you can have all of these things,
Mm-hmm.
but like that it goes back to that unconditional love when a person's at their lowest and all they need is that hand to bring them up, not bring them down. It's people like us that get out there and like give them hope. Okay, well, yeah, I used to do this, I used to do that, but here goes some water in the verse, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like the little things that they don't have out there. So
a lot of them people out there, man, they don't want money. Sometimes they don't even want food. They just want company. They want you to just have a conversation with them like they're a regular person. They don't want you to turn your nose up at them. look at them any weird type of way or tell them that they stink or get out your face. They just want to, hey, how you doing? What's your name? They want you to just treat them regular, and that right there sometimes makes them feel like everything is gonna be all right.
Yeah, you're definitely right. There's a guy I can't think of his name, but I bet he knows mine. But like I would get out work every day coming from the studio. He's like, "Hey, how's your day? You got out water? What did you eat today?" And I'm just like, he didn't want the water because he needed the water. He wanted the water because he knew that was a way of him starting a conversation with me. Like
Mm-hmm.
he knew if he asked for some water, then I stop and talk to him and stuff like that. So it's like it became, and then when other people would be like, "Oh, you got this," he's like, "No, she just here for the water. Like she don't have $1. She don't have." You know what I'm saying? So I can respect that. Like, and he would always look out. Like
Yeah.
you know, but yeah. So it's like just I always say just be mindful, be watchful. You know, and just be like whenever you say something to somebody, just be mindful who they are because you never know who they are, what they can
Never know.
be, and just watch what you say. You know.
You never know. I learned that from my dad too. You never know who's watching, so always be good. Always
Yeah,
be
yeah.
good. Always be your best because you never know who's watching. Yep.
Okay, so you say you became a dad at a young age.
Yeah,
How old were you?
I was 17. 17 when I had my first kid.
Okay, okay. I mean, it's not like 13, but it's 17. So
It's
you
like
know,
13 when you don't know nothing. It's like
but that's all
13 because I was
you felt.
I was I was pregnant 16, baby came
Right,
17. You know what I mean?
right.
So
And so you were just getting started.
I ain't had no business. I ain't had no business being in the business, man.
But hey, look, it's all working out now.
No. We good. We all right. You know, a few bumps in the road, afterwards, but yeah, we straight.
Before we get out of here, you want to give people a poem, open mic? Like, you want to do anything, spit anything?
No, not
It's up
really.
to you. I was just asking. I was just asking. Hey, but
Nah,
hey, if you want to hear any of this music, you can go. You can look on the screen, meetspady.com,
yeah.
and then
Go
all the
there.
links. You click right on them. Spotify, YouTube, and you can fly to Philly or walk or drive, however you see these
Listen, whatever.
performing. Pretty much. Do you have an upcoming performance?
You said, do I got an upcoming performance?
Yeah. I didn't ask you that earlier, but do you have anything upcoming?
Yeah.
Like as
Yeah,
far
so
as
I actually just got booked to do Moody's Playhouse with Chill Moody at the City Winery for November 2nd. So I'm actually
okay,
gonna start promoting that pretty soon. Um, Another thing that I didn't touch on too was that I am the only independent artist from Philadelphia, fully independent artist to ever chart on billboards. I charted on billboards twice.
yes, and I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why
So
I left that. I had saw that. That was on my mind before you even, like right before the show. I was just like, and as humble as he is, you got local people in Philly like, oh yeah, do you know how many views I got? And I'm like, why do views matter if you have an impact on anybody? Like, where's your charisma? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
man,
so
I get
yeah, I don't.
500 views and I'd be happy, to be honest with you. So and I think one of my most viewed videos is at like probably like 13, 14K, and I'd be ecstatic about it. You know what I mean? But like I said, man, that the view stuff don't really get to me like that. I'd be very, very appreciative when it's 100 people, when it's 300 people. That makes me
Yeah,
happy for real. I don't really be caring about like, oh, I ain't go viral. Would I like a viral post? Yes, because I feel like more people need to understand and hear what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Understand what I'm talking about. Not only that, but they need to dive more into the creative side of me as an artist too. Like my creativity I feel like is unmatched. Like I feel like what I be doing from a creative standpoint, people they don't jump into it at all.
You know, I was at the library the other day talking about, you know, I want to quit, I want to give up, and the she was like, um, you know how long? She's like, you know how long Moses was on this journey? She was like, you haven't met the right people yet, and I was like, you know what? And then like this is one of the best interviews I've had because you weren't focused on what it is that you made and done. You were so purposed on what your impact is, what your character, who you are becoming. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why a lot of the questions I asked you before, like when we were getting to know each other, I asked those questions specifically because some people back down because they don't want to talk about the good and the bad. They just want to talk about how many views, what, and this is no offense to anybody. It's just like I like real live conversations because I started on this podcast because I got tired of having meaningless conversations with people that weren't going anywhere. And in order to change, like physically my life, I had to change the type of conversations, change the type of views that I had, and like with my real eyesight. So it's like On the Porch podcast has nothing to do with being on the porch. It is seeing myself from a view that, like, it's seeing myself from a view and a standpoint that nobody else sees. Like I see everything, and like you said, speak in silence. That's why that stood out to me because I speak up a lot, but sometimes it's just like be still, like be quiet, like because you're talking to the wrong people or you're saying it at the wrong time. And so I had to learn that. You know what I'm saying? Like you cannot force people to get your message because it just might not be for them. And if you try to force yourself into like an agenda or a type of environment, it won't go right if it's not your purpose.
Right. I think a lot of artists don't understand that one of the key components in being an artist is that people gotta like you. It's never really about the music. People gotta like you. They need to like you as a person. It needs to be something about you that makes them say, You know what I mean? Like whether it be, I know, not to kind of toot my own horn, but I'm not the ugliest guy in the world. I know a lot of women like how I look, so that works for me. But what really does it is when they actually engage in a conversation with me and they see that part of it. It's like, damn, like I had you pegged completely differently. You a Philly dude, you got a beard, you look a certain way, but when I talk to you, you don't feel how you look. I hear that a lot. You know what I mean? So I think that one of the key components in being an artist is understanding that people have to like you as a person. It's never going to be about your music. They'll listen to your music if they like you. If people don't like you as a person,
they gotta see you and understand you first. So it's like if you're making one type of music and then they see you in person and you're complete opposite, how does that go for you as an artist? Not necessarily you, but
and like even in situations like you might listen to an artist, right? You might listen to an artist and like them, and then do business with them, and their business is the business side of it is just trash. You know what I'm saying? They just don't do good business, and you can no longer hear them the same way now. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't like their principles, you don't like their morals. So now I don't even want to listen to your music because I don't hear you the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's important to me that my character speaks through my music, and then my music speaks about my character, even the flawed parts of it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
You said a lot because with me doing podcasts and like creating content and just meeting people, I found that like when I meet certain people from online, and I meet them in real life, and it's just like it's a complete turnoff because it's like you're not the person you said you were. Like, yeah, great job. It's like clickbait almost.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
like I'm over here trying to be all that I can be and who I said that I was, and being surrounded by clickbait potential. Like, what does that leave me?
Mm-hmm.
Because they always say birds of a feather flock together. But with me trying to always be light and dark, sometimes it's hard for me because that's when the discernment comes in, and I'm just like, okay, maybe if I, like that goes back to what you said, trying to make amends. It's not always our place to make amends. Sometimes we have that sign to just let go, but we're still trying to like I used to still try to like see people for who they could be and not for who they showed me.
Mm-hmm. That potential.
So
You stuck on you clinging on to their potential, and I know it's good in everybody and all of that. And as true as that may be, they may not just be in a season of good, and where they at now is not going to be beneficial to you, or it's not going to allow you to be beneficial to them. So it's best that you just release them. You can still love them, you just gotta release them.
yeah, that's like loving people from a distance, huh?
Mm-hmm. Long spoon.
Okay, so I got when it comes to TV shows, okay, would you prefer Martin or Wayans brothers?
Mark.
Martin.
Yeah.
Okay, what makes you choose Martin?
You know what? You know what really makes me choose Martin is the versatility and the characters for him. But not only that, it wasn't just how versatile he was with his characters. I really, really had a great appreciation for the creative wardrobe and the fashion sense that Martin had. He was very, very intentional with the stuff that he wore. And I don't think that his show gets a lot of credit for that. He did a lot of like HBCU stuff, like making Jordans popular, like he did a lot of that, and he didn't really get a lot of credit for that. He never was on some like hoodlum stuff, like looking like shaggy pants hanging off his behind and stuff like that. He looked nice, like what I mean. He looked respectable all the time. I don't think he get a lot of credit for that, man. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. Sweatsuits and Jordans and all that, like man, that's my twist. So I like that.
Yeah, I think him and Will Smith on the Fresh Prince, he did a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
but
He didn't really cater to
he
like HBCU stuff though. Like
right, he did it. But I feel like that after that era, nobody else even tried to.
nobody.
Everybody was just trying to go viral. Then
Yep.
after that,
Yep. Yep.
okay, so okay, so Jay-Z or J. Cole? Because you had a song and you mentioned Jay-Z. That's why I put Jay-Z in there.
I'm gonna go with Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go with Jay-Z. If we just going for like, are we just talking about rap wise?
Well, I would say, I mean,
just who I prefer, right?
yeah.
I prefer. Damn, that's tough. I'm sorry, I cursed. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. You good.
That's tough. That's tough because I could listen to Cole all day, man. And Jay-Z, like
Yep.
Jay-Z, I gotta listen to him differently. I can't listen to Jay-Z the way I listen to everybody else because he says things that you won't get until 6 months after you heard it. That's Jay-Z. Like that's so my style of listening to Jay-Z is really, is real like ear to the speaker type. With Cole, I can just relax and you know what I mean. I'm not doing all of the critical thinking while I'm listening as well. You know what I mean. So I think the preference is all about what mood I'm in. If I'm more in a relaxed mood, it's Cole. If I'm on my critical thinking joint and I'm doing a lot of stuff and I'm trying to get my brain going, I definitely go Jay-Z.
Okay. All right. So, do you know who Lecrae is?
Yes,
Okay. So Lecrae or Kirk Franklin?
Lecrae for sure.
For sure.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going with Lecrae for sure. Don't. That's no shot at Frank now. GP, are you with me? Yeah, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, guy, he had God's people doing one thing. You feel me? Like I ain't gonna stun on Alt like that. But I'm going with Curry. I'm going with Curry.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Lecrae too because he speaks more. Like Kirk Franklin, like you said, no disrespect to Unc, but Lecrae speaks more to like ever changing. Like when you're in the streets, he show you how to get back right. Like you know what I'm saying? So
He's much more diverse, and it's not a try hard feel. It's like when Kurt Franklin is trying to do that, you feel like he's trying to cater to a younger crowd.
yeah,
With Lecrae, it just seems like it's organic.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. 1K few. But yeah. So I think those are all the questions I had about like which one you would prefer.
Okay.
So outside of Philly, what is your favorite city?
My favorite city outside of Philly, it is definitely not New York. I really don't. It's definitely not New York. I love New York as far as like when I go up there for shows and stuff, but like the traffic and the time that it takes, and everything being so far and everything being so dumb as far as like the lights and cameras and stuff. No.
Yeah.
I really don't travel a lot though. Like I don't really go a lot of places. I would probably say the best city that I've been to, ironically, is like Kentucky. Like
I was born in Kentucky.
you was born in Kentucky?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. Kentucky probably was like my most favorite. Kentucky is more like my speed. It ain't too fast. It ain't too slow. You know what I mean? It was just right. It was just right for me.
Borderline country, but you got a city.
It's country enough. It's country enough, but it ain't that. You know, I think where was I at in Kentucky? What's the capital of Kentucky?
Would it be Louisville?
No.
Would it be Jefferson?
No, I wasn't there. I don't know. I went there for a Big Crit show. Big Crit had a show out there, and I went there, and that joint was crazy. I enjoyed myself. I met a lot of great people out there too.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Tuck.
I don't remember much. I was a child. Shout out to who?
Shout out to the Tuck. That's what I call Kentucky, the Tuck.
The Tuck. I'm gonna have to use that. I never heard that one before. Tuck.
Tuck.
But yeah. So we're gonna get ready to get out of here. So but yeah. Anything like they said in the comments, they said they love the guests and everybody was commenting and stuff. So well, I'll get you.
I couldn't really see no comments though.
Yeah, I don't know why you can't see them, but sometimes
I see them now. Yeah, I see them right here.
Sometimes they load up after the fact, after the video uploads. But I will say you the download version of it once everything upload. Oh, she said Frankfort is the capital
of Kentucky. I can't. I don't. It wasn't that. That wasn't where I was at.
That wasn't where you was.
Yeah,
that sound like.
I can't remember where I was. I can't remember where I was at, but it was a vibe though. I had a good time in Kentucky, man.
You had a good time.
I had a really good time. Shout out to the Tuck.
To the Tuck.
Shout out to the Tuck.
Okay, enjoy the show and tonight's good. Hopefully you will be back. Yeah, we'll get you on. We'll get you on face-to-face.
I'll definitely pull up, man. I don't got no problem. Thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate that. I appreciate I don't know. I don't want to mess somebody's name up. Julia Jackson. I see that. Celista. I feel like I messed
Celista. Hey, you can say me so funny because she's.
Look, I'm gonna call you Cece, baby. You Cece. When Spady see you, CC, because your first name start with a C and your last name start with a C. You CC to me, baby.
I bet she. But man, we gonna get ready to get out of here. I really appreciate you. Like, this was a good. This was a really great interview.
Thank you
So
for having me on.
yeah, no problem, man. You hit me up. Yeah, he hit me up. He was like, "I owe you an interview," and I was like, "You know what?
I do.
I owe you."
That's the stuff that I'm talking about though. Like I remember I said it to you. I remember you had asked me to come on. I said I would do it, and I think it just got lost in the DMs at one point. So I was going. My DMs be going crazy. So I finally got to a point where I read all my DMs. I was so proud of myself too. I finally got to that point where I read it and I saw your DM and I just wanted to make sure I hit you back. Like, yeah, remember I owe you an interview, so I ain't forget you for sure.
Yeah, I really appreciate that though, because it was a real great. And then it's like you said some things that I needed to hear. So
okay, that's what it's about, man. The highest human act is to inspire. You know what I'm saying? So I hope I was able to inspire you or inspire some of the ladies and gentlemen in the comments. And my name is Meet Spady on Instagram. I'm very, very active on Instagram. I follow back, you know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all follow me. Make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube, whatever the case may be. Tap in with me. I really, I'm a people's person for the most part. So as long as you ain't trying to be, slimy with me, hit me up in the DM. We chop it up. You follow me, I follow you back. I engage with your content. If you need advice, I'm here to give it. Marketing advice. If you need advice on how to start your business, I got a couple of businesses that I'm running and they're doing really good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just all here about helping people and helping them grow, even on their platforms. Like, that's what I'm about.
Well, they said this was perfect timing for the interview. They enjoyed you. Yeah, we definitely got to have you back on and talk about some business stuff, because I'm rebranding at the moment. Like, it's hard. I won't say it's hard, but it's challenging when you're from one state and then you get in another state and different laws apply. So I'm just learning being patient in this season, and like you said, be still, because you can't rush perfection, and we're not trying to reach perfection. We're just trying to reach progression.
Listen,
I hope I said that right.
this was I guarantee you that whatever brick wall it is that you have encountered from that standpoint of rebranding, this right here was alignment. This was supposed to happen so that I can assist you with that. So make sure you tap in with me about that situation. I guarantee you that I can help you out with it.
Yeah, that's 100. And you use the word alignment. It goes well with. I'm not going to even lie to you. It's perfect that you said the word alignment, because I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to do this interview. I was about to make up some lame excuse and just say, okay, maybe my show might not be for you because I'm rebranding and like getting rid of. And then I said, you know what? He wants to do this interview. We're gonna do this interview. You like, yeah. So it was like, it's another thing with being fearful and doubtful too. So yeah, definitely, yeah. Like a lot of people flake on me. I said he is one person that has, like, I didn't have to keep saying every day, you gonna show up, you gonna show up. I hit you up, and you was like, yeah, we doing it. 808. I said, okay, well, yeah, we're doing it.
My word is bond. If I ever can't do anything, I'm definitely gonna communicate with you. Once I say I'm gonna do something, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, well, you definitely proved that, because, like I said, the first day we talked about the interview was my first date in Philly. It's like, that was May the 1st. Like the first Friday, and it is September, and like last month we scheduled the interview. It was just like, and I didn't have to chase you down. I didn't have to like ask you to respect my show. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And like it's the small. It might be small things to other people, but those are discouragements to me when it's like, you know me as a person, you know what my purpose is, and then you want to go and make it about you. You didn't make it about you. As much as I try to make it about you, you still like, you still like, well, we're not gonna, So yeah, man, it's definitely perfect timing. And you gave people some insight in on personal business, love, like alignment, obedience, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And your father. Most people use that as an excuse not to even be there for people. Oh, my kids.
Yeah.
But you're showing how it's done. Like, yeah,
Listen, man, I just try to be a man of my word and stick to whatever I say I'm going to do, because at the end of the day, that's my credit card, and I gotta have A1 credit out here. I gotta be 850. I can't be 650. 700. I gotta be 850. I gotta make sure that when people speak about my name, that one, that everybody is saying the same thing, and two,
mm-hmm.
that nobody is saying nothing bad.
All right. So I know there's been a time when you have been persecuted. Somebody said something. How did you handle that situation? Were you in the mind state that you're in now, or did you react? Was Like,
It all depends on the person. Some people will, what is it? What's the saying? Uh, I don't know if it applies, but it's like tell a lie, shame the devil, or something like that. But like people will people will do something wrong, throw rocks and hide their hands,
yeah,
and then they
yeah,
try to be the victim. So I ain't no sucker. If you slap me, I'm gonna slap you back, and I'm gonna if you slap me, I'm gonna slap you back, and I'm gonna slap you harder than you slap me. So just because you crying, and now the people who walked in, they see you crying, and you telling them, "Oh, he slapped me," and now they looking at me like, "Well, why did you slap him? Or why did you slap the person? Whatever." And it's like, now I gotta explain to them why I slapped you, but I'm not gonna tell them, you know, I'm not about to
what you
just kind of be on some like clear my name out of like just nonsense. You know what I'm saying? I gotta leave
yeah,
it to you. Your side of the
yeah,
story is gonna be your side of the story, and my side of the story is gonna be the
yeah,
truth.
right, right.
Saying a lie is not a side of a story. It's just a lie.
Yeah, and
That's what.
that's what bothers me sometimes when people say, "Well, it's three sides to a story," and I'm like, it really isn't. If you know a person's character, you know who's lying and you know who's telling the truth. So let's not get people in different rooms to hear their side of the story. Let's just be mindful of who we're talking to and move accordingly.
Exactly. And I'm the type of person. If I did wrong, I'm gonna say I did wrong. I don't have
Right.
a problem with
But we don't.
apologizing for being wrong, or trying to make my wrong, or make right for my wrong. Like I don't have no problem doing that. My pride is not even the size of a mustard seed. So we out here moving how we supposed to move when it comes to that. We're gonna do everything we're supposed to do. And if I was wrong, I was wrong. I apologize. How can I make it right? So
Right.
that way you could say, yeah, Spady did slap me, but he did apologize, and we made it right, and we moved on, and we building on that. So, if there's ever been a situation where somebody spoke bad on my name, and it stayed like that,
Mhm.
I confirm it. Like, yeah, I did that, and I stood on that.
Mhm.
And I'm not about to tell them like, oh yeah, I did that, but they did this to me. Like, oh yeah, I did that. And if they tell you that
Right.
what they
Okay.
did to me to make me, so that way you can understand. Oh, well, he did that to you because you did. Well, then he ain't wrong. Because I would have did the same thing to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my standpoint on it. I'm not about to out you. Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and leave it at that.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. Well, we about to officially get out of here, y'all. This is episode 63. We got Brady in the building. We already told you where to find his socks, his music, all that. You go to meetspady.com.
Shirts,
And
hats,
uh,
socks,
socks.
got it all. Got it all. Meetspady.com, y'all. www.meetspady.com. Click store. I actually don't got no socks right now. I sold all my socks. They was on sale for $2.50, so everybody purchased them. So I don't have nothing.
I saw that. I saw that. I was wondering how long that was gonna last.
No, that a day, 1 day, less than 24 hours. All the socks were sold out. So yeah.
It's about to be winter time too. So yeah.
So yeah, we about to come back though. I got something real nice for the month of October that I'm gonna do. That's real, my heart. So I'm gonna enjoy that.
Okay. All right. Man, appreciate you for coming on. And we about to get out of here, y'all.
No doubt, man. Thank you for having me.